question was whether or not the U.S. Federal government should increase its development of Earth, Moon, and one of the following areas: energy, minerals, and or water. So you did mention some science backing up the moon. You mentioned an article. Scientists believe that the moon can hold oxygen, hydrogen, iron, and rare minerals, as well as possibly helium-3. And you said helium-3 is rare minerals. How can helium-3 help the development of the moon?
Well, helium-3 can help the development of the moon by giving us access to helium-3, because right now Earth doesn't have a lot of helium-3. Like, we barely have enough to get us through, and it's abundant on the moon because of solar energy and stuff like that.
Okay. And second question. You did mention that there's differences between the Earth and Moon minerals, and you did mention if we can use the titanium deposits on the surface of the Moon comparing to the ones on the Earth, it has a possibility telling us where the Moon came from. So, what are the difference between the one on the Moon titanium deposits and Earth, and why would the Moon deposits be beneficial to the development of the Moon?
Okay, so there's differences in the Earth's core and the Moon's core. So what I believe the article is trying to say is that by researching more further into the Moon, we can fully determine where the Moon came from and how it got to be where it is and how beneficial it is to Earth.
Okay. And the last question. You did energy. You did mention there's a potential to develop solar energy. The last question is, you did mention energy. So you did say that there's a potential to develop solar energy from the Moon, which you mentioned that here on Earth, we only get solar energy at night, and it would be beneficial for us because it's dark in space. So what would happen? How would the sunlight? How would that affect the Moon? Not having any sunlight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So since the moon does get sunlight constantly because half of the moon is always lit, just based on space. So can you ask your question again? I'm kind of confused.
So you said we get sunlight. So you're saying that's not going to be dark in space?
Okay.
We're never going to get sun?
Okay, so I think you're trying to say is that the moon, since the moon it doesn't have as much of an atmosphere as Earth, that the Earth's atmosphere kind of limits the solar energy, but on the moon there's not as much of an atmosphere, so we could say that since the sun is providing so much solar energy, it's just easier for the moon to grip it or absorb it more than on Earth.